Yeah, I wanted to do a video on this ocean kayak that I bought. It's a Malibu Two. I'm going to have to repair, restore, and upgrade it into a fishing kayak. I have a Malibu One, but I bought this to take family and friends out into the water with me. Paid $300 for it yesterday, which is probably $250 too much, but I really wanted a tandem. And it had all these patch jobs in it. When I got home, I ripped all these patches out and saw how big these holes are. But I got a pair of holes here. It's by all the scrubber holes. Got one here, and then of course the other side. 2 more holes here. So I cleaned them out. I don't know. They patched this with, they used all different kinds of stuff, of epoxies and putties and silicones or whatever, hot glue even, but none of it really sticks. He told me it leaked a little bit of water, which it probably did. It was probably holding, but I plan on taking people out into the ocean, and there's big tigers and stuff out there, and I don't want to have to end up swimming back to shore. You can see it's very scratched up, and I've never done any of these repairs before, but I'm sure I can knock it out. And then I'm going to upgrade it and set it up for fishing, get some rod holders in it and what have you. So figured I might as well make a video. Okay, I think I'm done here as far as applying the patch. I had some exposed wire on a couple of these, so I came back and put another layer on top. You can probably see this one the best. This one was really ugly, but I just covered that whole thing up with another fresh layer. Covered up the exposed wires. So once this cools down, I'll check it out. Okay, I wanted to show the final patchwork that I did on my kayak. After the first repairs, we put the shop back on blow and stuck it in the hatch. And I had my daughter running that part while I was filming and looking for, while I was looking for bubbles from soapy water. And she blew this kayak like a balloon. It just blew up before I could tell her to stop. So we took it out. And I didn't realize it, but some of the edges along my original repair jobs had separated the red and the white. And so I fixed it again, and then I went out one more time with my wife, and it was just taking on just a little bit of water, but I just wasn't happy with that. I was using a sponge to drain it out every little bit. So then when I came back in, I used some of the red from the hatches to cover up, to blend it in with the white pieces that I used from the Downy bottle. And then even after I did that, I just decided the red looked a little softer than the patch material. I took some green plastic from a Downy bottle, and I went all around the edges, and I feathered it in really good. And for some reason, the green game bottles, the green flickers, or flings I guess you call them, I seem to be able to work with that better than the white Downy bottle. But I got it really blended in all around the edges, some down in here, and I just went over everything because I was getting tired of repeatedly fixing it. So last time that I took this out, the first run fishing with my wife, I wasn't getting any water on the inside at all. So I finally got this thing sealed up. So if it comes loose later, I'll do a follow-up on that, but so far it looks like everything's sealed up now. Okay, I removed the straps, the old worn out straps and pieces that were in here, filled in these holes. I don't know if I'm going to replace the straps or not, but I just filled these in anyway. And then I just drilled a hole in the front for the front passenger to install this pole holder in. The pole's going to stick out in the front that way, so I think there'll still be room to actually paddle while your pole's sitting there. But at least a place to set your pole while you're rebaiting and stuff. Funny thing is, when I cut this open, I know this thing has 2 rocks inside here. I don't know how the rocks got in there. But I'm actually going to drill an access hole or a hatch either in the middle or the rear. I'm still trying to figure out my placement for my other rod holders. But that's the update for now. Hey, I wanted to show you the importance of mocking everything up before you fasten it down. I've got my one pole holder in the front, it's facing forward, so that the people in the front can set their pole down when they're changing their gear or whatever. This one, I intended on sliding this over on the side this way, so so I could use it for trolling. I needed a place to set my pole down while I'm changing lures or whatever. But then I realized, like this is the hole that my foot goes in, and it's going to be smashing my toes, so that's just not going to work. So the center one, I'm actually going to face it straight back between the legs. I'll still be able to paddle if I set my pole down. It'll be kind of in the way, but that'll work. And but I can set my pole down and it's not smashing my toes. So very important you try to mock things up before you start drilling big holes. But I think I got this figured out. Okay, I finished the other side, so I thought I'd record this side. Hopefully I don't make the same mistakes. But anyway, you got to push these things in all the way till the butterfly things pop open, the toggle. And then you have to put pressure on them in order for them to catch, to spin them. So you kind of pull out on this and then start tightening. And you kind of have to do both sides somewhat evenly. If one gets too tightened, the other one won't tighten as well. So, well, there we go. So anyway, that's the trick to getting these to tighten up. And then my tube of marine goop is being a real pain because it's older. I'm having a hard time squeezing it out, but I wrestle with that off camera. But anyway, that's how you get these to tighten up properly. But now they're going to be secure as opposed to those junky little rubber or plastic collapsing bolts. So anyway, this is the process. Once I get it a little lower, I'm going to put the marine goop in there and squish these down. Take you off camera for now. Okay, I just spent forever trying to figure out how to hook on my outriggers. Middle was out of the question. Front was one option, but that was just too weird. The further the back, the better as far as giving me room to paddle. So I went with way back here, and then I had to level out a place to put this thing. So I heated up some plastic from those Gain bottles, Gain flingers, and tried to fill in the gaps because everything back here was all curved, and it looked like I did a okay job. There's a little gap underneath now in the middle of it, but anyway, this is where I'm gonna hook on my outriggers. Once I let this cool, pull that off, kind of use that to mold it. I got my drill holes marked from the pressing the plastic in there. Once this cools, I'll drill that out, mount this with the same kind of toggle bolts, except I got some bigger ones, and because I don't trust those plug things. But once I get this done, I'll give you a look here. Alright, this is pretty much the finished deal. I got these upgraded seats, extra thick pads, a lot more comfortable than what we had on here. They have these little pocket things in back, but I don't know if those are actually handy or not. I don't have my hatch in here right now. I'm letting things air out inside. But I've got my outriggers on the back, and these are far enough back that when I'm paddling and the paddle is sweeping down in here, I got plenty of room to sweep in and out and not be banging onto the outriggers. Took a long time to figure that out where I wanted them, but obviously the more out of the way the better. But anyway, I got, I'd have to sit down and add it up, but I think I got approximately $550 into this. That includes the upgraded seats, the outriggers, and the original $300 that I paid for it. Did a lot of work on repairing the holes in the bottom, but yeah, I'll try to get some video out in the water on it next.